una serie de condiciones a nivel familiar, que aunque el acceso a la educación en
I'm a
nuestro
typical
país no
person
es
from a
universal.
working class family in Uruguay. I was born in Montevideo, and I grew up like a typical kid in a typical neighborhood. It was an ideal childhood, really. I played in the street with my friends, I went to a public school, and I got a good education. My father was a working man in a metal factory, and my mother cared for the home. What interested me most, above all, was to have adventures. My childhood was the time that humans were landing on the moon. The moon landing got all my attention. I remember watching it on our TV. It was black and white. It fascinated me. The images of the astronauts arriving and how the spaceship worked. In particular, I was interested in communication. I involved my neighborhood friends in the adventure of building a radio receiver when I was about 10. It was often difficult to hear what was on, but the radio opened up a new world for me. It transported me to a different place. I was deeply impacted because we constructed it, transforming simple materials that we found at home. I imagined becoming an engineer. This was my childhood, but later everything changed. My adolescence was a time of economic and political rupture and fear. Dictatorship came to Uruguay. I couldn't go to university right away, and I had to work. It was at this time my cousin invited me to join the Boy Scouts. Camping was something I really wanted to do, but I wasn't allowed to when I was younger. So I joined the Scouts and volunteered as an instructor. I was really interested in the technical side of scouting, how to arrive at a place and set up a camp with sustainable systems. As a program leader, I promoted many special camping sessions where we had assemblies in which everyone discussed social and environmental issues or challenges, and potential solutions for them. My aim was for the kids to experience it as a model for their own neighborhoods. I received my Ashoka Lemelson Fellowship when I was working on a project called the Biobank. Youth used different multimedia tools in order to record all the different animals and plants where they lived. And they built a connection with the ecosystem. Different schools and their communities got involved, and then the project started to transform itself. We began founding social technology labs to act as a mode of connection from the schools to the community and vice versa. The labs have become incubator for projects which promote sustainable social and environmental change. Teachers have integrated the labs into the formal education system, and the learning environment allows youth to involve their parents and the rest of the community. Los Furtados is a typical rural population from the northern part of Uruguay. There are few families, and they are all small-scale farmers rooted in tradition. They have a capacity for self-subsistence that they have built over the generations. We are working directly in communities such as Los Furtados, and we are co-building the technologies that we develop in a social and technological process. For example, one project that we're developing is solar water heating. In Uruguay, 37% of the energy is used just for heating water. We designed and developed the system in our lab so it could easily be assembled by families. It is a technological solution that engages people from the local level to the public policy realm. The success of the solar water heating system and other systems that we develop in communities like Los Furtados depends on the people. It depends on their participation in the design process and the decisions they make while implementing the system. For me, the change makers are the leaders of the community. I'm just here as a catalyst. I'm able to fuse together all the different ideas I see, and I can bring them to the change makers within the community. I can accompany the process, and I can keep on learning and helping, but the key point is that the communities take control of the mechanisms that will allow them to create their future. Today, one of our laboratories has been working for 12 years, and different generations of kids have already passed through. In Los Furtados, as in other communities, we didn't bring something for them to just use. What we did was bring a little seed to a place that we think has fertile ground. My internal flame is my relationship with others. to be involved in the innovation process and to create the story with them.